this video we'll be showing you how to strip and pour a 4-foot base, but the process for manholes is pretty similar throughout all of them. The first thing you're going to want to do is hook up your crane. After you have your crane hooked up, you're going to want to undo the date and bolts, which are located on the small doors on either side of the mold. Lift up with your crane until tension is applied. Now you can collapse the core, which is located underneath the mold. Now lift up with your crane to separate the mold from the base core. You may need a pry bar to separate the two. Once separated, use your crane to move the piece over to your work area. Now gently slip the piece down and unhook the guide chains because we are ready to flip this piece. Now use your crane to pick the piece up and allow for it to spin. The goal here is to get it on its actual base, which will be the heavier side. Once it is slowed down enough, you can make contact and set it down into the prepping area. Once on the ground, you can release the JLs and remove the jacket from the concrete piece. Now pick up the jacket with your crane and move it back over by its original base and core because you're going to need this once you're ready to pour the next piece. Once you set it down and take the crane off of it, use this time to clear any extra debris off the jacket or core, any leftover concrete from the last pour, and go over back to your piece and prep it and get it ready to be taken out. Now we're going to revisit the original core and prepare it to be poured. If it's ripped or unusable, replace any tape needed and then oil the core and the jacket. Then place the correct basket on it. Like we used that special wrench to release the core, you're also going to need that wrench to re-expand it. You're actually going to want to do that before you put the tape back on or any of that stuff. Make sure that you refer to your print for any specifications on each piece. Every piece is going to be different and it's going to need different holes in different places, so make sure that you get it right and have it checked by a quality control manager or have someone look over it before you pour the piece. This piece looks like it needs 2 holes at approximately 180 degrees. So make sure that you put the 2 molds together. These are going to make sure that there will be a hole in the concrete there, and screw them together tight with a wrench and get them ready to go. Use a tape measure to make sure that your measurements are correct and mark it off with a crayon. It's the easiest way to remember what you measured. Do this for both your holes on both sides. Now measure from top to bottom to make sure the hole is in the right spot on the concrete piece. Mark off the wire with crayons, and you're going to need to cut this out so you can put the hole molds in those spots. Cut the wire with the wire cutting tool. It's usually the easiest way to do it. Once you have the spots cut out, you're ready to install the whole mold into the wire. Once you do this, use more wire to tie it down so it doesn't float and it holds in its place. Repeat the same process for as many holes as your specific piece has. Now you're ready to add any additional reinforcement you may need. This specific piece is a base, so it needs more reinforcement on the bottom side since it's solid. As you can see, he puts the chairs down first to make sure the rebar won't show through the concrete. And next he's going to add additional rebar to make sure that its base is nice and strong. Add as many rebar as the print will tell you to do. Once you have placed all your additional reinforcement, now use more wire to tie it all down to make sure those don't move out of place when you're pouring it. This is very important because you don't want them to show through the piece when they move. Now after this, you're going to pick up the original jacket that you took off the piece, put it back on this once you have it checked by some QC guys, and then you're going to be ready to pour this piece. Once you pour it, you're going to trowel it off on the top and you're ready to go.